Tom, give me like 6 reasons why our audience should be listening to your episodes.
God, the entertainment value is off the charts. I believe in an episode prior, I said I bring more talent than Ben and Evan combined. And that's because me and Evan are equal and Ben drags him down.
My coworker recently just told me that he thinks Meatloaf sucks.
God,
And I'd
quit that job.
I have been actively fighting him on that because he's
quit.
so incorrect.
That's
Get
true.
him fired.
Over Meatloaf?
Plant evidence and get him fired.
Honestly, yeah, allegations right now.
Yeah, it's
On site.
It's the only way. Other reasons you should listen to the podcast, specifically Tom Hates Albums. Do you like music? You don't have to listen to Tom Hates Albums.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I
true.
rarely stay on topic as is.
Mm-hmm. And Tom does not like music.
I like the good music. You're gonna let him disrespect Meatloaf? May he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. Peace loaf, if you will.
Peace
Rest
loaf.
in
May he
peace,
rest in
loaf.
peace, loaf. Have I mentioned how cool I am?
And entertaining.
And entertaining? And some would say kissable? I mean, who said that?
Jury's out on
Who
that
said
one.
that?
Guess we got to find out right now.
Is there a fourth person in this room? Who said that? That wasn't me.
Well, Matt, shall I put that to the test?
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the first episode of Tom Hates Albums of Season 4 of the Family Album. I'm your host, AJ Tenari.
I'm Matt Glass.
And I'm Tom Murphy.
This is the show where Matt and I bring on our friend Tom, who has a very peculiar music taste, and we go through critically acclaimed albums to see if we can find one that he truly likes.
And this one, honestly, is going to be kind of a toss-up, I feel.
I would agree.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, well, I have a vague idea, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But
There's inklings.
This is very much a specific staple in this genre. I won't really beat around the bush. It is Lateralus by Tool.
That it is. A very complicated album for a very complicated music listener.
Amen.
Tom, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah, music tastes so complex, it's got 3 seasons worth of a sub-series.
That's right.
That's crazy. Like, I know I've said a lot in the first episode about it, but like season 4, wow.
I know, it's kind of nuts.
Season 3, season 4.
Yeah.
Season 3 within our season 4.
So, for those who don't know, this is technically season 3 of Tom Hates Albums because it did not exist until season 2 of our main show.
Although I consider my 2 guest episodes of season
Backdoor
1
pilots.
honorary, like Tom Hates Albums episodes. I made a playlist on Spotify, a public playlist that includes those 2 episodes of. It's like my Tom Hates Albums playlist that includes those 2.
And it's like publicly available on Spotify?
I think so.
All 3 of our like shows are separated out on YouTube.
That's right.
If you
Yeah.
care to,
In podcast format, nonetheless.
That's true.
Look at that. We're learning.
we are learning.
No video medium attached to those, but you do get to see a beautiful thumbnail photo
That's
the whole
right.
time.
We got some new ones cooking up.
I'm excited.
What do you guys think? Aren't they pretty fucking cool?
They are pretty cool.
I can't believe you asked me to have my ass out in the photo, but
Hey,
anything for content.
it was tasteful. That's all I'll say.
It's true.
Tasteful ass.
Exactly.
Tom makes OnlyFans coming in season 5 of the Family
Yes!
Album.
TMO?
Oh, thank God.
The podcast is going under, and we're selling feet pics to make the money back.
Mm-hmm. It's gotten to that point, guys. Wrap it up.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
We're talking about Tool, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, speaking
of having his tool out,
AJ was saying that you were going to make puns like at the beginning of this with the everything
I feel
about
like
this
the
album.
Tool kind of writes itself for what you could say about
you
this
know,
album.
I thought about it, and I'm sure it would have gotten there eventually, but not. I wasn't like coming in here ready to do that.
Okay.
But it definitely would have happened, as we just saw.
Yes.
Although it was initiated elsewhere. If you didn't, I would have eventually. I guarantee it.
I guess as a reminder, maybe tell the audience what kind of music you're into, what you look for in music, any
Favorite
anecdotes.
artists?
God, so I feel like my music taste stems back to like my dad a lot of the time. So it's a lot of rock music, a lot of just like strange songs that I grew up listening to a lot. Over the season break, I went and saw my first artist in concert for the second time. The only person I've ever seen twice in concert Weird Al
Look at
Yankovic.
that.
He was incredible. This was even better than the first time I saw him. Fucking love Weird Al. Between seasons, I've talked to people about my music taste.
Mm-hmm.
I've upset many people with my music taste. The other, like literally a few nights ago, I was texting a friend online and mentioned it, and they were like, Pet Sound, you fucking, what did you say? You better not. Actually, it might have been Paul Simon. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
Even worse.
You're in for a rough episode.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, but you liked Weezer, right? You liked Pinkerton? I was like,
That's fucking funny.
He proceeded to literally be like, oh, these are the three albums that are the most important to me. And I literally pulled it up. And aside from honorary Melanie Martinez, they were the bottom three.
Nice.
It was like OK Computer, I think.
Oh man.
Pinkerton and whatever other one was
like
that?
Unknown Pleasures
American
or something.
Football,
American
maybe.
Football, yeah.
So it was really like the bottom three, and he pointed those ones out.
That's so funny.
That made me laugh very hard.
I guess also before we continue, I had to say thank you for coming back on the podcast in spite of all the allegations surrounding us and our counterparts that are also sharing the bunker studio.
Mm-hmm.
That's
true.
I'm not a figure who's, unfamiliar with controversy. I've been on this podcast. You've heard my takes.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm a man who likes to live on the edge.
So you're a Kick Nuts sympathizer?
Yeah, I've actually already been on their podcast. You'll
What?
hear it down the line. Yeah, that episode, they're editing it, I think, so you'll hear it eventually.
Is it like just an episode, or is it like a spin-off show too?
I'm not allowed to reveal anything yet. I signed an NDA, but I think I might have already said too much, so I'll have to call them and make sure that this can go in the episode before this releases.
Tom Hates Family album.
Yeah, THFA.
Yeah, parentheses
instead of
family.
Well, that's very.
I mean, you have to cut that officially because of the NDA I signed. So if this is in, I will sue. Just so you know, if anyone at home is hearing this, know that I've already taken legal action.
I gotta say, it's kind of mind blowing that our executive Zach Q-Tiv would approve of something like this, considering we're all sharing the same studio.
Tom did sign a contract for our show too.
Yeah, I made some calls to him, and he essentially we hashed it out, and he said, "All news is good news." You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
And he's like, controversy gets big numbers.
Interesting.
So he cleared it. He gave me the go ahead.
Wow, Tom's our Jenny McCarthy. Let's go.
It's wild that he didn't tell you guys, but
when it comes to legality under this label that our podcast is based in.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him about our defense attorney in case we get into some legal trouble, and he pointed to a bucket of dirty mop water, but it had a bow tie on it and a full
that guy's
vest.
Great. Have you heard his music opinions? They're incredible. The mop bucket with a bow tie. I talk to him between shoots every episode.
Yeah, Bucket Esquire.
Yeah.
Classic defense attorney.
Exactly.
Yeah. BM Esquire.
Oh, man. Well, in all seriousness, should we get into a little history about Lateralus by Tool?
I think that's a great idea. So, Lateralus by Tool was released on May 15th, 2001 on Volcano Records, and is the third studio album by alt-metal/progressive rock band Tool. Lateralus saw the band heavily lean into the more progressive side of their music, creating their most complex and technical record using a variety of unorthodox time signatures and even incorporating the Fibonacci sequence in the title track. This album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, was certified triple platinum in 2021, has made it on countless best album lists including the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's Definitive 200, and won a Grammy for Best Metal Performance with the song Schism. However, this album has also gained a polarizing reputation, with its detractors describing it as pretentious and boring. There's also an infamous Pitchfork review giving it a 1.9 out of 10, and I would also give that review a 1.9 out of 10 because I'd argue, more pretentious than this album. Members of Tool include Maynard James Keenan on vocals, Adam Jones on guitar, Justin Chancellor on bass, and Danny Carey on drums. It was also produced by David Batrill.
I gotta say,
sounds like a Pokemon.
Batrill.
Yeah.
He'd be like a
Drill.
He'd be like a I was thinking grass.
Oh, grass type. Interesting.
Maybe. Batrill sounds like a plant, so it kind of
Dave, we know you're listening. What type of Pokemon would you identify as? Leave
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
And honestly, any of our listeners, what kind of Pokemon?
Question of the week. Yeah, for all of our listeners.
What's your favorite Pokemon? What one? What type would you be?
What's your favorite
crazy
type? Pokemon. Bring it on.
Blastoise for me, man.
Scyther's my guy.
I'm a Chimchar guy.
That's valid.
Yeah.
Well, if you listen to these episodes prior, you know that a very special thing comes next, because what time is it?
It's prediction time. Don't forget to explain why you chose this album for me, if there's a specific reason. I mean, I feel like the history kind of tees it up a little bit because the whole frame of the show is like the important stuff.
I do have a story about why we chose this album.
Incredible.
Yeah, so we'll
what
get
a
to
perfect
that.
album to bring this format back.
Exactly.
One night only, when we forget.
So should we do that before predictions or after?
It can kind of be a part of it, especially if you have a specific story.
All right.
Just make the story part of your prediction.
I'll go first then.
Gotcha.
So I gave Matt a list of, I think it was like 5 albums to bring on for the season premiere. I had 3 that I thought you would like, and I had 2 that I thought you would not like. And I explained more so in lines like, you know what? I really feel like these 3 Tom would like for like this reason, this reason, this reason. And then Matt was like, now we're doing Lateralus by Tool because I know he would fucking hate it.
Really?
Yeah. That was the exact reasoning. But do you have any specifics about your predictions in particular?
So this one's kind of tricky. I feel like overall Tom did not like it, but there are elements that he did like in terms of just like the overall sound of the music
That's
and
how
like
I'm
the
feeling.
instrumentation.
Yeah.
I feel like the lyrics, I mean, they go over my head when I listen to this album sometimes, so I feel like that's not really gonna kind of resonate with Tom. He might have found Maynard's vocals kind of annoying and pretentious, and I think the song durations are what's going to kill it for Tom because this is a very long album.
It is.
So I'd say highest would be like a 4. I think I'm going to stick with a 4. 4 out of 10.
I am in the same boat where it really could just be like all bets are off because, like you said, it definitely has energy in a lot of its tracks.
Yeah.
But there is, I would say, like a bit of bloat that could be argued.
It's a dense album for sure.
Also, I have heard, because I have some friends that are fans of this album, that a lot of their tracks do sound a little similar to people who aren't really into metal or really into the band that much, which I could see that argument. I will get to that a little bit later. But, I don't know. 4 is a good guess because that was like dead ass what I was going to say.
You can have the same prediction.
Well,
we've never done that before.
That's true. I'm also notorious. Last season, I was notoriously like the worst at this section.
Price is right. Like 4.1.
That's true. Yeah, or 3.9.
I feel like that is kind of what we do anyway.
A little bit, yeah.
I have a feeling it's.
Woo-hoo. Sorry, you said I have a feeling.
That sounded more like "Don't Go Breaking My Heart."
That's literally that's
Like,
what I thought too.
That's immediately what I thought of. Chicken Little.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, that song was written for Chicken Little.
It was written for Chicken Little? Oh, shit.
Leave it to the family album for accurate information.
God, I fully believe that for a second.
That came out in
in
the
retrospect,
80s.
I know. In retrospect, I should have known better. But like for half a second, I wanted to believe, you know? Like the X-Files. You know? It's just like
I want to believe.
I wanted to believe so bad for like half. I love that movie.
Like decades before that.
Yeah,
That movie is great.
I knew that. I knew it came out decades before it. But just like in my heart, I wanted it to be true so bad
funny.
that my brain stopped working for a second.
I kind of want to go a little lower, if I'm being honest. I might go with like a 3.5.
3.5.
Do you want to explain why you think I would hate it specifically, since that was kind of the crux?
Actually, yeah, because I did do that for Pinkerton at the very least.
We saw how that went.
I could very much see vocally like it not being your cup of tea as well. Maybe also contents if you even decide to listen to the lyrics at all.
Well, with that, shall we get into our thoughts, Tom?
Track by track, should I just head right on through?
Sounds good, Tom. What'd you think of Lateralus by Tool?
Lateralus by Tool, track 1, The Grudge. Not bad.
Okay.
All right.
It felt
Look at
like
that.
it just kind of sounded to me kind of just in my head like just a generic sounding rock song. Like it was a rock song. I like rock songs. It didn't like stand out too much,
Gotcha.
but it definitely rocked. So I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Look at that. All right.
2, Eon Blue Apocalypse. This was clearly like a transition, right?
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
a dialogue.
There's a
So,
few of those.
The first half is very formulaic.
For those at home who haven't listened to previous seasons, I generally don't give like a score out of 10 to the transitions, but they factor into my like final album ranking, and I usually describe them a little bit. It was very quick, sort of twangy sounds. It feels transitional, so I don't think I can really rate it as its own thing, but it was good. It had a real background music for like a Western standoff kind of vibe.
Very guitar heavy.
And
could see
I
that,
kind
yeah.
of vibed with that. liked I just could picture like two cowboys, an outlaw and a sheriff.
18 naked cowboys.
Yeah, I could picture
The Showers of
naked
Lateralus by
cowboys.
Tool.
And they all were holding their revolvers, if
Their
you know what I mean.
tools.
Laterally. Track number 3, The Patient. Love when it drops. I like audibly went like, oh, when it like
Yep.
finally dropped the first time.
Mm-hmm.
A bit longer and slower than I would prefer, but still not terrible. 6 out of 10.
That one's like 7 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Or am I
They were
thinking-
all very long.
Like 5 to 7.
I think that's
Yeah.
the longest one.
I feel like a
on the
lot
album.
of them
The
didn't know.
Patient?
Lateralis
Yeah.
says 9 minutes, I think.
There's
And
an
then
11-minute.
Reflection is 11 minutes.
Yeah, Reflection, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
did we listen
Not
to the
to
same
skip, not to skip too far ahead, but my review of Reflection starts with Jesus Christ. It's 11 minutes long.
There we go. Yep.
We'll get to that later, but let's jump back to
The
track
Patient.
4. Track 4.
Or track 4.
Or yeah, I said The Patient 6 out of 10. Not terrible. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Mantra. This is also a transition. I kind of liked it. Honestly, it's like
spooky.
a freaky vibe.
Yes.
Honestly, I might throw it on my Dominic soundtrack for my
Oh,
D&D character.
that's rad.
It
yeah.
feels. I mean, it's like short, but
Yeah.
it'll fit in there. 5. Schism. So far, I felt like Schism was the weakest to me. This was the first song that I like felt the length. Take that quote out of context. I felt the length dragging. Actually, take that.
Ah,
quote
there
out
we
of
go.
context.
Across my
On
face.
yeah, all over my face. It was a bit like it dragged a tiny bit, but it didn't make it like bad, but it just kind of made it a 5 out of 10. It was not.
Okay.
It stopped it from being like anything special that I like really enjoyed, and just kind of was like,
Just average.
it was a bit much,
Mhm.
but not bad.
Gotcha.
So 6 and 7 I lumped together because I Parable and Parabola, or is it Parabola?
Parabola.
I think it's Parabola.
Yeah.
I should have pronounced it Parabola.
There's a lot of
properly.
math on
I
this
do a
album.
lot of. I love
Fibonacci.
math. That was cool that you
Yeah.
said the Fibonacci sequences and like used. Feels weird to talk about track 6 and 7 like fully separately. Like they're
Mhm.
very clearly one
Linked
builds to
together.
the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're sister
Um,
songs.
So that's literally my review. I put them together. I said it feels weird to not talk about these two together because they're clearly a package and are very much like one builds to the other. On its own, I didn't care too much for Parable. I gave that one like a 4 out of 10 just because it's all the build.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I feel like the payoff is what's going to be the exciting part. But it effectively builds and makes the shift and drop into Parabola
That
rock
actually
hard
is so
as hell.
fucking good.
It's elevating,
nasty.
and I think it elevated Parabola to the highest ranking so far with an 8 out of 10.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Okay,
yeah,
dude.
It's just rock music. This is the first. I feel like it's the first like. I guess it's different kinds of rock music, but like
Yeah, this is
Meatloaf was
prog
probably the other
rock.
rock music.
Alt
Um,
metal.
Yeah, I vibed. I haven't really mentioned lyrics. I was trying to listen to them, but none of them like stuck with me too much. I was folding laundry while doing this, and I absolutely on a couple occasions realized like I had zoned out a little bit. So I skipped
Yeah.
back and like re-listened to the songs. I think I mentioned it later that it felt like a good chunk of this album almost. It's very good at like fading into background music
Yes.
because I think that's more so a product of how long a lot of the songs are.
Mhm.
I don't think that's necessarily bad.
No.
I think that's actually pretty good that it can just be on and you can kind of not notice it while folding laundry and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard some Tool fans like use it to fall asleep.
that's wild.
Yeah, I guess
kind of
especially
get it. I
during-
honestly
yeah.
I get it. I've listened to rock. I've
Yeah.
like just shuffled a playlist when I go to bed before,
Mhm.
and my playlists are fucking weird. So you know it's
It's a fair
a
point.
lot of tonal whiplash there. But yeah, the shift from Parable elevated Parabola to an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Ticks and Leeches. This is track number 8. This one drags a bit from me. 8 minutes feels long in this song. It's still good. It definitely rocks, but it lulls occasionally. I understand why. I'm more of a fuck all the way down kind of guy,
That's
as we've
true.
established in the past.
That's right.
But despite the lulls, I still think the song was like solid. I give it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
Very nice.
So probably, I guess we'll just say 6.5. Every time I do a range like that, I just meet in the middle. Lateralus. This is the one that you said uses the Fibonacci sequence.
That's right. In terms of its time signatures,
That's
because
really fascinating.
it switches between every 3 bars, 9, 8, 8, 8, and 7, 8.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the like bubbly warbling sounds in the beginning. I don't know if it's meant to be bubbly warbling sounds, but that's all I could describe them as.
I can kind of see what you mean.
It might have been like a drum that was just like distant and it was making a weird I have no concept of what it could have been, but I liked it.
That's cool.
It was like borderline silent for like a minute. It was just like bloop, bloop, and like really distant, like far away. And that was fun for me. Once it got going, the song rocked. It rocked hard, and I definitely enjoy it. It was a very long song. I'm just now realizing this album as a whole isn't holding my attention very well. But I also was like folding laundry, so actively doing something else is gonna add to my distracting.
I could see that.
Not that I'm very good at focusing on just listening to music anyway. As cool as it is, it definitely wants to fade into the background music. Regardless, 7 to 8 out of 10. So this is up there with Parabola as like a higher ranking song for sure. Disposition, I appreciate the shorter length, especially because I didn't care for the song all that much. I didn't care. I didn't really love this one too much, but it was shorter. So it's hard to complain too much when the one song that I haven't liked so far is probably the shortest and not a transition. Those don't count.
That's fair.
I do really enjoy, that being said, the like bouncy ball thing at the end. There's like a weird like bouncy ball sound at the end. That was fun. I don't know why.
Okay.
They really...
All the sound effects are speaking to you.
Yeah. Well, it's because they were like fun warbly sounds and not like a car crash in my ear, you know?
I guess that's fair.
Shout out to Roger Waters.
Or like every once in a while, it's just like the loudest guitar screech of all time, just like way at the end, like in my like fucking nails on a chalkboard out of nowhere, and it's like that's a fun ending. We're edgy. I'm like, no, it hurt. Disposition got like a 4 to 5 out of 10. So I think that is my weakest ranked song so far. No, 4 out of 10 for Parable is technically my weakest. Like that's how I would rank it on its own, but it's unfair to like fully attach that to it because it's like clearly the build up to the payoff of the other song. You know what I mean? Reflection, as I quoted earlier, Jesus Christ, it's 11 minutes long.
Long.
Although I kind of like this funky, almost like woodsy vibes at the beginning. I don't know. It has like I wrote a George of the Jungle type vibe.
I see.
At the start, and then it like it just feels like very like
Are we talking Brendan Fraser? Or are we talking like the new guy?
Or the Cartoon Network animated series?
Fuck, probably Brendan Fraser. I think it's just kind of like it feels like tropical, but not like Hawaii tropical, like woods
jungle tropical,
like jungle. Like I could picture like some gorillas like hitting a bongo at the beginning. You know what I mean?
I can't say I do.
It's like a minute. I don't know why. Like the opening is just like very.
It's bouncy.
It's very bouncy
because the bass line is leading it in there.
Keep in mind, listeners at home, I don't have a vocabulary for this, so I gotta bring what I know to the table, and that's George
tropical.
of the Jungle.
When you said like gorillas hitting a bongo, I thought you were gonna say hitting a bong, and I was just
that too. Well, that happens when the like techno music comes in at around. I literally wrote sort of a George of the Jungle vibe at first, and then gets strangely techno. Like all of a sudden, it like goes from like tropical, funky, like rainforest vibes in my, at least to me, and then like to Tron, just like out of nowhere. It's like synthesizers.
With the synths, that's right. Yeah.
It's not actually, but it's like synths come in. It goes from very like woodwindy sounding, like wood hitting against each other, kind of. I don't know what the instruments are called.
Keep going. You're good.
And then it becomes
good.
very synthy. The vocals come in at like 4 minutes, which I always find. I love like a weird long opening to certain things when it hits. Like the movie RRR, you don't get the like title screen until like 40 minutes into the movie.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Interesting.
The movie's perfect. Unrelated though. Vocals came in 4 minutes and are strange. This song is so hard to place a vibe on, as I feel like I got that point across already.
I think you nailed it, honestly.
It definitely wasn't bad. It didn't even really seem to drag despite the 11-minute runtime. Definitely longer than I would prefer, but it doesn't detract very much. I feel like if it was a little shorter, it'd be like to the 8 or 9 range, but because it's 11 minutes, it drags it a little bit. I put like 6 to 7. Probably leaning closer to 7, so like a 6.75 maybe.
All right.
If not just a 7 out of 10. Triad. This opening, I felt like I was being edged this song. It feels like it's building. I'm like, my first note is this opening better crescendo properly because this shit's really building and it's been like 3 minutes and I don't think it ever came.
Nah, not really.
And that's so upsetting because I wanted to come. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I fuck all the way down. Canonically, I fuck all the way down.
That's true.
It's in the lore.
It's in the tagline of the show.
It didn't come down nearly as hard as it felt like it was building to. No follow through is disappointing, but the song was like ultimately fine. It's like a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
This might be the weakest to me. Like this could maybe be a 3 out of 10, but I haven't gone back to like really re-listen and make sure. But I feel like 3 to 4 out of 10 is probably fair for me.
Gotcha.
And this final song,
Faaip de Oiad.
Okay, I nailed that.
That's pretty good.
No, I didn't. I was gonna say oid. I can't tell if I love or hate the like electrical feedback sound that happens at the beginning because I feel like there have been other albums that use a similar sound, and it gave me a headache when it was. But that also might have just been because the album as a whole had already been giving me a headache, and then that had happened, and I went, "This is not helping," because I didn't mind it in this one.
You became numb to the headache.
Do you know the lore with this track?
Not too much. I mean, I picked up some stuff. I was, I like listened to, I heard what the guy was saying this time.
Mm-hmm.
So the electrical feedback sound, but the sort of like distant echoey drums are cool. This shit is haunting.
Oh yeah,
fuck.
Which I love.
I liked it a lot.
So delightfully disgusting.
It had a real video game audio log collectible vibe.
Honestly, that's a good way to put it, dude.
May I?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I finish what I was saying for
sorry, my bad.
in case maybe I guess it? give me a shot here. It was a real a video game audio log collectible ass track about aliens, and that was weird. It sets a really freaky tone and is actually kind of fascinating to actually like listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting alone in my room with noise canceling headphones
in the dark.
Not in the dark. I had the lights on, but it was nighttime. It was a vibe. I was definitely like looking around a little more than I usually would. And it made me uneasy, or as I wrote, apparently uneasy. It made me uneasy.
Oh wow!
Like it's like eggs, like over medium, like
uneasy.
Yeah,
it was kind of like this infamous, maybe hoax, or maybe it is real, but it was a call into like a radio station, like a radio show called Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. I don't remember if it was staged or not, but it kind of like very famous in like that scene.
Did it like generate a lot of buzz because people didn't know if it was real or
exactly.
not? That's still so freaky though.
Yeah.
I'll have to
it's gotta be fake.
check in the description. Yeah, I think it was staged.
That'd be impressive.
If it was real, we got a lot to worry about.
That's a good point.
I mean, we already do, to be fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
Yeah, bad year.
Maybe the aliens should just show up.
But yeah, that was Tom's thoughts on Lateralus.
AJ, would you like to go next, or do you want me to go next?
I mean, I'm gonna go like kind of track by track, so I guess I can go first. I'll
Gotcha.
kind of just speed through them.
Okay.
I think The Grudge is a fantastic opener. I think it sets the tone really well. I love just how deep the bass lines are all across this album. They sound almost hypnotic with like the rhythm patterns that they're playing. This also kind of sets the precedent for the time signatures that they're using. It goes between 5/8 and 5/4 a lot, which I think is really interesting, and also very impressive that the musicians are able to kind of naturally just go back and forth between them and just make it just sound so cohesive. What's his name? Danny Carey, I think, carries this album quite a lot with his drum work.
The drums do appear like effortless on this album, and it's kind of it's a marvel, genuinely.
Yeah, extremely fluid and very technically impressive. I really love Maynard's vocals on here. I love how he kind of like goes through like this more kind of like grovelly vocal styling before going more clean on the choruses. And like the overall tone is very ominous, and there's like a lot of double meaning to the metaphors that mesh with real world concepts, as well as the math of like the lyrical themes and like the instrumentation, which I think is pretty cool. Kind of plays into the whole concept of this album. The guitars also fuck super hard.
All the way down.
All the way down, in fact. And the build up to the scream at the end is excellent. It goes very hard as fuck. Eon Blue is a neat transition. I really love The Patient, especially for what the song is about. It's about Maynard's mom's paralysis and how that affects her physically, emotionally, her relationships, and her faith.
Oh, that's definitely what I got.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm happy you said it because I forgot to bring that up.
Yeah,
a point that
I'm glad I could
thinking.
remind you.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
But I think like this lyrically is probably like the clearest, I would guess, because basically the whole song is just like a question of faith, where it's basically like, why did this happen to me? I'm starting to like lose my belief, but like I'm still gonna hold on because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's a very heart-wrenching concept, especially backed by like this just super emotional like instrumentation behind it with some, again, funky time signatures. You got 5/4, 9/4, 10/4. That's some cool ass shit.
10-4 over and out, good buddy.
Amen, brother.
Roger, Vector, Victor.
I really like how chunky the bass line is. I love how the track ends with the phrase "wait it out" over and over again, because it's just kind of like, even though I'm upset, I'm still holding on to my faith and just gonna pray that things get better. And like that's just depressing as fuck. Actually, I have a fun fact about Mantra. It was made from the slowed down sound of Maynard squeezing one of his cats. That's where that sound comes from.
You know, I could tell actually.
They can hear us the
when you really
slightest meow.
listen to when you really listen to it, you can kind of hear the cat.
Yeah, we're actually gonna do a slight demonstration now. Matt, pitch down my vocals.
Wait, AJ, I should come over and squeeze you while you do that.
Oh,
really
yeah,
make
come
sure
over
it's
here.
good.
Ready?
Okay, so that was Peter Griffin, not a cat. They're very close, at least.
That's right. Just the slightest bit off. But anyway, Schism is the big single from this, or I don't know if it's a single, probably, but it's the Big Kahuna, the one that won the Grammy.
The Big Kahuna.
The Big Kahuna.
Now that's a vocabulary
Yep.
I can get behind.
I think one of, if not their most famous songs, for a reason. The bass line is just iconic. I love just like the triplet feel and how the drums match that on the hi-hat. I like how the main riff switches between 5/8 and 7/8 like so effortlessly. It's a very, very satisfying groove. And I love that this track is primarily bass-led as well, but also has the guitars kind of complement that in the background. It's basically about conflict in relationships, basically creating literal schisms between people and like how to kind of overcome that, which I think is a really cool message. And also this outro is fucking insane, going all over the map in terms of time, but it rules and ends the song perfectly. I'll also pair up Parable and Parabola. I really like Parable a lot as a build-up. Kind of gives me like Pink Floyd vibes. It's very ominous, but very ethereal and ambient. The guitar work especially, it sounds kind of like David Gilmour-esque.
Yeah.
And I like how it's just like very subtle and low-key, kind of like taking a left turn as opposed to what we've been hearing before. And oh my god, that fucking entrance into Parabola is so goddamn good. I love that hard-hitting lead-in. Yeah, Adam Jones just like goes the fuck off on guitar with some really like satisfying like vocal patterns, especially with the accents that kind of end each chorus. The ba-da-da, the ba-da-da, the ba-da-bum. It's just really fun. It's also mostly in 4/4, which is cool. Kind of stabilizing things after going all over the place. I just really love how heavy this track is. The choruses are fucking amazing. I love how Maynard shouts the vocals more and kind of eases back a little bit on the verses. And then the switches from fucking 15/8 to 11/8 in the outros is insane. Yeah, Carrie is insane on this album. Ticks and Leeches is a really cool song. It's about executives and labels kind of draining artists of all their passions.
I did kind of get like
Yeah.
some kind of like higher up authoritarian like
I figured it was something like that. The opening was very like, it's sucking me
Suck it up,
dry.
suck it up, suck it up.
Sucking
Did you like that?
Yeah, I loved that.
Thanks, man.
Do it again while I squeeze you.
Ready?
Yeah.
Suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it.
God, you can really hear the squeeze.
I'm gonna
pitch
go
that
take
down,
I'm
too.
gonna go take a cold shower real quick if you after watching that.
I'll be up in a few minutes.
But yeah, 7/4 is a really cool time signature choice for this track. I think it really adds on to the bombastic feel of everything and for the kind of like off-kiltered rhythm that it kind of goes for and just really the destabilized mindset that they were in at the time. I love how the guitars shred on this track. Maynard's vocal delivery is very different from any track before, just as exemplified by my epic impersonation. It's a lot more sporadic and like crunchy and grovelly. It almost sounds like he's just like almost insect-like. It sounds like very like primal, which is very cool. I also really love how they're just not holding back on their frustration, basically saying, I hope you choke to their executives. That's fucking rad.
Yeah.
And it's just a great expression of anger. I dig it how it just explodes towards the end with like this really cool buildup of guitars. Lateralus is a hell of a fucking title track. It's one of my favorites on the album. And I love like the heavy hitters of like from Parable to this, like to Lateralus is such a really cool run. Again, the Fibonacci sequence, we have the 9/8/7 time signature switch, which is really cool. Apparently it was unintentional, but it also really works for the whole concept of the album, which I think makes it even cooler. I really dig the more grandiose choruses that build up to the masterfully like low-key, almost whispered verses. And the way this track moves is also really cool. It's almost like it's like kind of like a wave, if you get what I'm saying. Just like it kind of like rolls over you. And the composition of each of these tracks is just something to be admired. I feel like they're always like a full journey. They're almost like composition pieces like within themselves, what I think is very impressive. Disposition is a cool kind of refreshing change of pace, very chill, very low key guitar vibes, and also a heavy use of auxiliary percussion, which is a really cool way to kind of bring things down a little bit, keep the mellow vibes while also keeping up those rhythmic patterns. This is also the first part of a trilogy that closes out this album with Disposition, Reflection, and Triad.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So that's why they all sound like kind of similar.
Yeah.
The guitar work is definitely the highlight on here, and I love how there are like little acoustic strums in the left channels, and how the bongos slide between the right and the left throughout. I think that's a really
that
cool
George
choice.
of the Jungle vibe I was talking about. The bongos.
There you go,
He's
dude.
swinging on the vine like from
God,
left
I
to
hate
right.
that to describe bongos. I went, it's a George of the Jungle vibe.
You know,
That's on the internet.
That's where
now.
they
I
made
gotta
the
live with
bongos
that.
for that movie, actually.
that's right.
They invented bongos for George of the Jungle. Yeah,
That's right.
I did hear that.
Brendan Fraser actually created the bongo.
Elton John helped invent bongos for that movie. Kind of like he wrote "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" for Chicken Little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He went under an alias in the credits though, so you're not going to find
Yeah,
him.
no, he did it for the love of the game.
Elton
He wasn't-
Bongo.
Yeah. Elton John Go.
Reflection is the next one. This is the longest track on the album. I do kind of find myself kind of phasing in and out of attention wise. I think it's cool to just kind of vibe out on the background, and that goes for like the trilogy as a whole. I like them, but they're not like really tracks I go back to. Though I do really dig the progression of this track with like new instruments kind of joining in every few bars. It really adds to this whole like build up.
Oh yeah.
I also like what this track is about. It's about reflection, just kind of learning how to take accountability and confront your problems and feelings head on instead of running away from them. The main melody is just like super easy to get lost in and very pleasing to listen to. And it's also mostly in 4, which is a cool choice to keep things grounded. Triad is definitely my least favorite of the trilogy and one of my least favorite on the album. I think it's cool that we have like a heavier vibe to kind of close out the trilogy, but like Tom said, it doesn't really kind of go anywhere. It's kind of like fizzles out a little bit.
Did you hear that, guys? He just agreed with a point I made about the song.
Season 4, new experiences.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Season 4, but kind of season 3 if you really get down into the rules of Tommy's album.
The chronology of the family
If
album.
you really think about the deep lore.
This track's also in 12/8, which I think is really cool. And I like the ride cymbal breakdown that gets faster and faster towards the end. But overall, it's fine for what it is. But Faaip de Oiad, I think, is a fantastic closer. Like you guys said, the vibe that it creates is so fucking chilling and haunting that I just love it. Just like this like static, like almost like radio frequency, providing the music in quotes as like this recording of this dude basically like confirming that aliens exist and that he's seen them, but doesn't have a lot of time to tell you about it.
While his reality is like just getting shattered.
Exactly.
Like, under the premise that this is like, I mean, it probably is fake, like you guys said, or like staged.
He actually recorded it for the Chicken Little.
That's right, yeah. This was in a deleted scene.
Yeah, when the aliens came.
Could you imagine if like Chicken Little was like underscored by this album?
It's that score, but instead of him talking, he's like, "The sky is falling." It's Zach Braff just yelling that the sky is falling.
Instead of one little slip.
The sky, run! They're in the cornfield.
I would watch the show.
One little slip.
That song bangs.
But yeah, I really like this closer a lot. I think it's a great way to end this album because it's just so different. Also kind of ties into the whole theme of this album with like human freedom and like really kind of leaning into that with the message about like losing control with like the caller and how he just feels like everything's kind of falling apart. So I think this is overall pretty solid album, but I'll save my final thoughts till Matt is done.
I'm just going to talk about things I liked about the album, really through 6 tracks that really stood out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I definitely enjoyed the experiences that I had listening to it, especially with the ending, which I will get to in a little bit. One track that really stood out to me right away upon listening to it was Schism. The guitar riff on this one is just fucking awesome. It's very fun. I love like the incorporation of like the tones that almost sound like synthesizers that kind of go like on top of the original riff that's playing as it like builds up. And it's really cool the way it kind of just like holds out indefinitely as the song kind of like continues and like picks up the pace. The drums on this track are specifically like fucking amazing. The build up when it finally reaches the climax of the bridge, it's just like really nice. I like the fact that you kind of went in depth of like what went into writing the song's lyrics.
Yeah.
Because like
they're cryptic.
They are,
Yeah.
but like in a really fun way.
Exactly.
Like it's not in like a Coldplay pseudo deep way.
No, like they did their fucking homework. Like they're comparing stuff to like things you wouldn't even think of, like the cycles of Saturn and like math. Like there's literally like math in the lyrics that corresponds to the math in the music, while also tying into the concept of the song itself. It's wild.
But you can also like pull a lot of personal meaning from it. Like
Exactly.
I like the parts in lyrics where it talks about like pointing fingers and shit like that.
I
And,
know
like,
the pieces fit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And it's like this the imagery is really, really nice of like freaking buildings crumbling and shit like that. I enjoyed that a lot. For that deconstruction mindset, you know what I mean?
all that
schism.
nerdy shit really resonates with me. Even if I didn't catch all of it, I'm happy to know it's
That
there.
it exists, yeah.
Like, there's no world where I would have been like, yes, that's a representation of Saturn.
The Fibonacci sequence.
The Fibonacci sequence. I don't know if I would have caught that on my own.
That's pretty cool.
Knowing that it's there and there's like a lot of additional like references to like
Otherworldly
astronomy
things,
and all that stuff. That's really cool.
And that's another thing that I was gonna bring up. I forget with what track, so I'll just go to the next one. Parabol into Parabola. These songs play off one another so fucking well. The buildup from Parabol, like it's
oh my god, dude, it's so good.
Because like as soon as like there are any calm moments on this album, you know that the next thing that they're gonna do right after it is gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah, you're on the edge of your seat while you're listening to this whole track.
Even like with just the other interludes in general. And I think I love that like balance that it has, because it does kind of offer both a really exhilarating instrumental experience along with some like really kind of nice, like vibey, like meditative, like I don't know. I can see people falling asleep to it.
Yeah, a lot of these tracks definitely.
It's really neat how they kind of leaned very hard into that with their interludes. I think like I'm more drawn to their upbeat moments in the album.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see myself returning to them, I think. Anyway, about Parabol and now Parabola. Parabol makes the sister track that comes after it so worth like the full runtime, I feel. And I love how this whole album kind of presents like out of body experience, but like being trapped in your physical body. It's like such a dark way of like trying to escape from the secular world, but like in a way that's super like uncomfy, but still entirely like this is the human experience. There's something so like sickening and nauseating about that, and I love it. Music wise, the bass work is also fantastic on Parabola. I cannot overlook that at all. The fucking like slapping technique he's got going is insane.
It's fucking groovy.
Like on this track, but like also just all throughout the album.
Yeah.
I also just love the outro to Parabola too. It's sick the way it's like power chords and the occasional like cymbal crash. That shit kind of hits. Ticks and Leeches is another one. The drums on this one just really fucking.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like
they're crazy.
They really just butters my noodles. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Suck my leeches.
They really
suck my life into leeches. I don't know why I said that. Where that came from.
I think I just found my new ringtone.
Yeah, write that down.
I particularly like how much tension like it has as the guitar is just like ripping away in the highs of the mix, and the drums are just like hella sweet, like carrying it forward. It really just makes it sound so full, despite it being like really methodical and intricate, and not a lot of time for like the drums to like I feel like resonate.
Yeah,
they're just
so fast,
all over the kit, but it's like I don't get like tired at all.
It's perfect for the track, like that rhythm.
This album is mixed very well, and I can really appreciate that. I also just think the guy's vocals too are just insane on this track.
Yeah,
it really just shows how versatile he is. Because honestly, I was really digging it.
Yeah, compare this to The Patient. It's night and day.
Compared to Paul Simon, I mean,
that's also true.
Could you imagine Paul Simon trying to do this?
Ticks and leeches, sucking on.
Unless he brings in other people, it would be bad.
You see like a ska beat in the middle of The Patient. God, fuck gumboots, man. Speaking of The Patient, I love this track a lot. I think it's in the running for my favorite track on the album.
Nice, dude.
It's
valid.
Got like a super psychedelic guitar tone, which I love, like psychedelic rock. It's like one of my, probably like in the, I don't want to say 10 genres. I feel like I need to, if we were going to do like a tier list or like a top 10 of our favorite genres, we might need to do like
That'd
a 20.
Be a fun little family meeting.
Is it at least A tier?
Oh, hell yeah. I fucking love psychedelic rock.
Nice.
But anyway.
I wouldn't know most of the types of rock. It would all probably sound similar.
Igneous, metamorphic, and...
that's right. Sedimentary.
There we go. Are you impressed that I knew that?
Have you heard the album Rocks Rock?
You've mentioned it a lot in my presence.
It's really good.
We lived together, and that was one thing, and I never got around to listening to it.
That's because it's only on the Dungeons and Daddies Patreon.
I'll figure it out.
I have it on my phone. I could probably send you the.
Gotcha.
I hope they're not listening. I hope they're not gonna.
Matt, censor all this out.
Got it.
Freddie Wong, please don't take me down.
Redacted. Anyway, back to the patient. I think it's really cool how with this track in specifics, it really shows their genre bending nature to how they are. Which is one of my favorite things about this album in general. The psychedelia, I feel like, is both in like lyrical themes and in music, which is another thing that really drew me to it. There's something like really unholy about this album.
Yeah.
Even though it's literally just talking about the pains of being human. I think I mentioned that before, but I wrote it twice because it's very nice.
Very nice.
That's our weekly Borat reference.
Right.
My wife.
If you like that,
Every episode from here on out will have one Borat reference.
it's like Smiling Friends. No, we really don't want Borat. Like Swarmu.
Yeah.
That's so much worse for the two of you than it is
I know.
for me.
We have to remember.
I have to do one a month. You guys have to do.
I have to put a reminder on my phone.
If we actually make that a recurring bit, we're just going to lose all of our followers, which is just our close friends.
That's
So
right.
they're just going to lose.
Our close friends are going to stop being friends with us in real life because of that.
They're going to unfollow us.
And as
in
far
real
as
life.
I'm concerned, that's worth it.
Very bad.
We're really front loading the bits into this episode.
Oh, of course.
I feel like there's going to be a lot more in the Tom Hates Albums episode.
Hey, it's a premiere, baby. We got to come in strong.
Go big or go
Yeah.
home.
Go Borat or go home.
Or
That's
go
how
snore at.
Merch, anybody? Oh my gosh.
Fuck, that's good. We did it. Let's wrap it up, guys. We're done. We can
I got
phone it in from here.
I got two more things.
Keep
to
it going,
say.
Matt.
I guess,
You
yeah.
got it. You got it.
The muted guitar on The Patient is fucking awesome. The verses, I love just the sense of unease, just melodically. It kind of like does this thing where it floats between like semitones, which I really love, where it kind of makes it just sound like it's just it's purposeful unease.
And I like that.
What's like the opposite of ASMR? Is there like a BSMR? Is what I was
American
about
football.
to say.
RMSA.
RMSA. That's what I'm gonna start doing.
The bands on the bottom of my list are the opposite of ASMR.
The way he sings draining patience, draining vitality, just that shit like hits for me for some reason. Honestly, a lot of the lyrics hit really hard for me.
Yeah, dude.
Disposition, just generally, I love everything happening instrumentally.
So vibey.
Especially with, like you said, the auxiliary percussion. Like, it's just...
Such a nice change of pace.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, they're very good at genre bending. This album has been I want to say a frequent re-listen, but, like, I have re-listened to this, like, 2 or 3 times, and it hits every single time. Much like this ending. How do you say it again?
Faaip de Oiad, I believe.
Faaip de Oiad, whatever calm that this album gave you at all, if any, it obliterates that right away. Like, it almost reminds me of like the voices and like the staticky nature. Kind of reminds me of like that one part when shit gets fucking wild and so many people in the neighborhood.
Oh my
by
God,
Ween.
yeah.
I love that shit because like there's kind of a similar thing where like there's a lot of peaceful moments on that album, but then like there's this underbelly,
just horror
that's just fucking wild. My sister, fun fact, really likes Quebec.
It's a good album.
A lot of the songs that I've shown her, because like I like to show her some of the music I listen to, especially like Ween. She was like, "Oh, this is so interesting," and like that fucking breakdown in Neighborhood is awesome. But we could talk about that another day. We kind of did actually.
That's also true. Very drunkenly, we did.
I love the fact that like this presumed, not I don't want to say presumed real, but like this staged potentially Area 51 footage. I love the way that it just like absolutely grips like the audience.
Yeah, just
like,
the primal fear.
It's you feel it, like you feel fucking disgusting, but like I loved it. It was fucking awesome. General notes: I love the pacing of the album. The interludes are really well done. I could see myself returning to them the more and more I listen, maybe outside of the album, but usually it's just been like a within album listening experience for me. And like thematically, I just love the way that like none of the tracks really feel out of place to me.
Yeah.
Like even the ones that I didn't mention, I still liked. These are just ones that jumped out.
Yeah.
Overall, I gotta say this is a very positive listening experience.
Good shit, dude.
Yeah.
She
I'm glad to
Faaip
hear.
on my D till I
Oiad.
Oiad.
Is that what you were laughing
Was that what
about?
happened?
That's what I've been thinking about for most of you talking. Since you said it the
Boy,
first
yeah.
time. In the back of my head, that's all I was thinking.
Well, I guess with that, Tom, did you hate this album?
Not really.
Cool.
Nice. Hey, that's better than we expected.
That's true.
I think it's a lot better than you expected, actually.
Mhm.
Final thoughts. This album had its low spots, but when it rocked, it fucking rocked. And when it rolled, it fucking rolled.
Tagline of the album.
It sounds like Wheel of Fortune, like, fucking, like
That's the clue.
Christ was right in this album, let me tell you. And
Get
this
sued.
score is not in jeopardy. Are there any other Wheel of Fortune?
Cash Cab.
Pyramid. Is that what's the one with
$1 Million Pyramid. That one.
This song wants to be a millionaire? The transitions were very fascinating tones, and ultimately, I really enjoyed it. This definitely makes it ended up in my top 10 albums.
Wow.
I've ranked on the pod
All
so
right, let's
far.
go.
It's slotted in just above Nevermind, which was a
Nice.
7 out of 10 for those
That's-
who haven't listened.
All right.
kind
And
of
just below
significant.
Master of Puppets, which was a 7.5, putting Lateralus at a 7.1 out of 10.
Wow, we were way off.
And my number 8 album overall. Unfortunately, pushing King Crimson out of the top 10
Damn.
to a lowly 11.
I mean, considering where you've placed other of my favorites, I'll take that.
where you place
pretty
all
sure-
of my favorites.
Hey.
I'll take that too.
Hey, at least Pink Floyd still top 10.
I'll gladly take that as
Wall.
well.
The Wall
it's
still
so
sits
good.
there.
Excellent. Great album.
I love that album.
Guys, I lied. The Wall's actually my lead. I put it below
Below Melanie Martinez.
Yeah, -1.
You lied to Alice.
I
You lied to Alice.
Lied to Alice.
Pink Floyd? More like Stink Floyd.
Floyd.
Am I right?
No.
Yeah, you're right. It was pretty good.
Well, we were way off.
That's
You
right.
still technically won, so congratulations.
Ray,
I'm
one
just
on the
happy you
board.
liked it, honestly.
Me too, dude.
Yeah,
I was
pretty
expecting
sick.
quite the opposite.
I figured.
Yeah, just given
I don't know.
just the dense nature of this album.
I guess one thing, since you liked it, maybe it'll be a little bit easy to kind of like figure it out and piece it together. Why do you think people like this album?
I mean, the problem is why other people like it and why I like it is gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I heard, like, just think of how I described the album and what I liked and how the two of you described it and what you liked, and just like compare the tones of those descriptions.
I guess it really does.
Only one of the three of us mentioned George of the Jungle in their review. So there's a real,
That's a good point.
There's a real
You know,
tonal
for somebody who
although you mentioned Borat, so
That's true.
It cancels out.
It's kind of funny too. Like I have a George of the Jungle like shirt, so I feel like it's funny. Like
I
out
want
of the
that shirt.
three of
I'm
us,
so jealous.
out of the three of us who could have mentioned George of the Jungle in an Atomic
Are the biggest George head in here.
That movie had no right to be as good as it is.
I have a Mrs. Doubtfire shirt in like the exact
That's
same.
also really
it's
good.
my favorite. But I feel like one point that I guess preemptively before we kind of start
Yeah.
talking, I just want to say, which you can go first.
Okay.
Actually, maybe I go first because you like it more.
Also,
But I do like it.
you're already
Okay, cool.
talking.
Save
so just
the best
keep going.
for last.
That too.
That's a good
Keep
point.
going. Just don't stop.
I guess it
My
does.
wife. Sorry, I gotta hit the quota.
No, only one. Only
No,
one,
yeah,
Tom.
well, you've already done like 8. What do you mean only one?
I did one. I said very bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that fucks two.
Okay. Also,
Guys, we can't
not
afford
pretend
this.
That wasn't the first Borat impression you had done of the episode. The first thing
Was
you
it?
said. No, you absolutely said like 1 or 2
Guys,
prior.
we can't keep referencing Borat. We cannot afford
We can't
this.
go over the quota.
Even though we quoted
God.
and referenced like
Sacha
4
Baron
other
Cohen
movies.
is in the MCU now.
He's actually in the studio right now.
Oh, he's actually pretty chill. He's just kind of hanging out.
I didn't
He
think he would
was just
wear,
standing there.
I didn't think he would wear the mustache and the suit like out of the movie.
It's just so we would recognize him, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think one point, just from our observations of the things that we each liked about the album, it really does show like how much you can pull like enjoyment wise from like listening to it, even if it's all different, whether that's like lyrically, musically, or just movie reference wise.
True.
I feel like honestly, this album has a lot going for it, and the hard work shows.
Mhm.
You know, like the phrase like "show your work, do the math." Like, I feel like they
literally did the
Like,
math.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't think that you could do that, but genuinely, that was pretty cool. Yeah, no, like this album is very good. I have returned to it. I will continue, to return to it. And yeah, Lateralus. I give it like high B, maybe even low A.
Good shit, man.
It's pretty good.
I think it ended up being a B for me.
I'll take it. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna double
I'm
check,
not
'cause
really
I
a
also
metal
added it to
fan.
the running score as well, like the full list.
As a guy who's not really a metal fan, this was like honestly pretty cool.
Definitely like an accessible like avenue of metal.
I also think
Mhm.
did you say Pitchfork gave this a 1.9?
Yeah.
That's a little wild.
Dude,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'd recommend checking out that review. It's like the biggest piece of bullshit I've ever seen.
You should read it when we're done recording.
I will. Yeah.
Taking really good albums and scoring them that low? What
would
pretentious
do
pieces
that?
of shit do they think they are? Who would do that?
My
Critically
wife.
acclaimed albums?
Ew.
A 1.9?
Like Pinkerton and American football? I would never think of that.
No.
Not me.
No.
Not me.
Not me. Tom Hate Album. My full legal
Tom
name.
Hate album.
Latter album.
Latter album. I really like Lateralus quite a lot. This album is truly a monument to the talent and dedication musicians possess. Every aspect of this album is just downright impressive and jaw-dropping with how much they were able to accomplish. The complexity of this project is truly a marvel, with on-the-dime time signature and tempo shifts, intense rhythmic patterns, and layered lyrical themes that tie into both the construction of the song as well as the meaning of the words. Each musician is integral in making this album run like a well-oiled machine, and the fact they can all meld in a way that sounds effortless just boosts my enjoyment of this project so much. Danny Carey's drum work is obviously a highlight with his driving drum beats, powerful fills, and inhuman timing. But Justin Chancellor's bass line really ground this album so much, especially combined with Adam Jones's soaring, shredding, emotional guitar playing. And Maynard's vocal performance and intricate lyrics really make this album what it is from a conceptual and emotional standpoint. This album also just sounds great. It's mixed wonderfully to really capture the small details that really help bolster each track. Kind of, if you're trying to just like throw on a random album, Lateralus is probably the one you're going to want to go to.
Depending, yeah.
Depending. But
it's good background.
Exactly.
I feel like if you're doing something else, it's good to go to. But if you're trying to like sit down and really listen to an album
Not
to
every
relax, maybe this isn't it's not a relaxing listen
Mm-hmm.
if you're just sitting there listening to it. Generally, I'm sure there are people that are like, actually, this is the most relaxing album I've ever listened to.
Especially the closer.
There is kind of,
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was so at ease with it. What for a guy who works like a manual labor job like me, it was kind of fun. Like in the like intense moments, I'd be like, let's lift some heavy shit. And then I like in the like the calmer moments, I'd be like, all right, I'm done. It'd be fun. I would see if I could like lift heavy stuff before the song ends.
Yeah. That was like a little game.
Yeah. I passed out
I think
6
that's how
times.
some people describe going to the gym as well.
I have listened to this album in the gym. It does go hard.
I imagine.
I quite enjoy it.
Never been to a gym. I work out at home, and not often enough.
When I have an album to listen to when you do it.
That's true.
If you do it.
It won't be this. It'll be some bullshit.
I definitely learn something new every time I give it another listen, and I always enjoy my time with the project. I'd say favorite tracks are The Grudge, The Patient, Schism, Parabola, Lateralus, and Reflection. And I give this project, also Disposition, I'd give this project overall an A. I quite like it a lot.
It's a solid
good.
project.
I also think it's fucking crazy. This album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. Like, the thing like Sabrina Carpenter and like Chappell Roan are now ruling. Like, that's fucking nuts. I mean, I guess it makes sense for like the time period.
icons.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like, that's just still crazy.
I would agree that Tool is on a Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan level. You know, I compare. I think those are very comparative.
Tool is the Sabrina Chappell of 2001.
Sabrina Carpentool going on the new tour.
Chap
Yeah.
Tool Roan.
There it is. We did it.
What was the Faaip? What was it called again?
Faaip de Oiad.
Charlie X Tool X.
X2.
She's the other one, right? She's the third
Yeah,
of
That's
the
right.
like the
Kinda.
trinity of girl pop that came out in like one summer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Of last year. At time of recording.
Yeah, man. Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess is my favorite album of 2024, man.
It's my #2 album of the podcast that I've listened to, that it's on my list. Technically, I didn't listen to it for the podcast, but I reviewed it unofficially, so it
That's
made
That's
the
true.
list.
He did.
Well, fellas, I would say this is a pretty agreeable episode of Tom Hates Albums.
It's a
Unexpected.
good return to form.
Yeah.
Don't expect much of this.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Expect me to be more controversial in the future.
That's especially when he's going with the Kicknuts boys. We don't. That's why we need to talk
listen,
about.
We're going to see where this goes, honestly.
I'm not legally allowed to talk about it much, but I had a good time on the Kick Nuts podcast. I'll say that much.
Did they kick your nuts?
And I loved it.
Well, if you guys are worried about Tom's predictability, let us know what you want to see or hear him rather
That's
review or, I don't know, experience.
Listen on his own time.
I know there's some musical films that we had talked about in the past.
That's right.
We're still a pretty small podcast, so if you comment pretty much anything, we'll probably
will
do
see.
it. Yeah. We'll see it, and we'll probably do it like within a month. Like it'll happen quick.
Except you, Trey Devies and Chuck Squirtley. You guys can go fuck
Stay
yourself.
as far away.
And if I see you in public, it's on site. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If they specifically request an album of me, I will listen to it in my own
That's
free
also
time.
true. And it will
do
get a
a
little
small
review.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think it was a very successful season premiere of Tom Hates Albums.
Boy, do I.
I'm your host, AJ Tenari.
I'm Matt Glass.
And I'm Tom Murphy.
We will see you next week for Family Meeting and next month for the next episode. So, stay tuned.
Peace.
Very nice.